What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing a game called Dagon. It's a cultist game inspired by H.P. Lovecraft. If you guys don't know what that is, he's a writer, who wrote the whole CTHULHU MYTHOS thingy. If you guys don't know what Cthulhu is, just search up a picture, man. He's like this weird squid monster thing, alright? But we'll get into it. So, Dagon is a faithful and interactive adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft work focused on the story and atmosphere. You will not find difficult choices, action sequence, or inventory management here, and movement is limited to progression through locations along with the plot.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
Well, that sucks, buddy. How do you know you're gonna die? During the game, you'll encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow you to continue your journey. Others reveal interesting facts about the original short story, its historical background, and the author. Alright, circle and mystery mark. Some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find these secrets, focus your eyes and look for the elder signs. Alright, whatever the fuck that is. You can also access all the found facts later. They will be available in the main menu. Alright. Where do I have to go? This.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
Wait, you're gonna what? You're gonna...
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate. When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
Damn, you must be hella depressed, huh, buddy? What's this? Morphine entered into use in the 19th century and was really a mystery to treat severe pain during the American Civil War, World War I. Yeah, everyone knows what morphine is. After the invention of the hypodermic syringe around 1854. Okay, obviously. A Greek god associated with dreams. Damn, okay, bro, I didn't want to lecture about what morphine is.
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
Damn, that sucks. You got fucking flashbacks. You got them Vietnam.
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation. So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
Nice. So you're also a prisoner. Yeah, you definitely got some type of PTSD.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone, in a small boat, with water and provisions for a good length of time.
Good for you, buddy. At least you managed to escape somehow. Alright, any secrets? Nope, doesn't look like there's any secrets. Alright,
when I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings.
Well, no shit, you're in the middle of the ocean. You're gonna be swimming out to nowhere.
Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator. Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
My man just looked at the stars, was like, yep, I'm somewhere near this area. Alright, what do I gotta look at? Oh, the stars. No little secrets. Worst comes to worst, you can always hunt some fishes.
The weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
Eventually you'll find land. Eventually. You might be dead before then, but hey, it's all good. At least you escaped. You're not getting tortured anymore.
But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue.
Sky. should have fucking stole some sunglasses, though. Fuck, that sun's bright.
The change happened whilst I slept.
What happened?
Its details I shall never know. For my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Okay, hello, whatever squid monster you are. Yep, CTHULHU in its prime. Not this thing, but... Oh, that's one of its children thingy, definitely. My boat!
And in which my boat
shit.
lay grounded some distance away.
Yeah, my boat.
Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished.
I would not be astonished.
For
I'd
there
be
was
scared
in the air
shitless.
and in the rotting soil a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core.
Yeah, look at that squid's eye.
The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish and of other less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain.
Oh, there's so many squids.
Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity. There was nothing within hearing and nothing in sight save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear. The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
Yeah, I'm confused why it's so dark over there, but so light over here. Alright.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position. Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths.
Yeah, I don't think that's what happened, buddy. That just seems a little bit like...
So great was the extent
really
of the new
this
land
type
which
of
had
shit.
risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I
Yeah, I
might.
think you're just having a nightmare, buddy.
Nor
I
were
think
there
you're still
any
sleeping.
seafowl to
Just wake
prey
up.
upon the dead things.
This all just looks like a regular old nightmare. And see, now you have a fish. Like I said, now you can...
For
eat some
several
sushi.
hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens. As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time. That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea
You still
and
got
possible
food?
rescue.
Damn. You actually brought a lot of food, didn't you? Any little secrets you can click on? It's no secret. Or whatever.
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease.
It still don't look dry. It still looks moist as fuck, but
The
whatever.
odor
you
of
say.
the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an
How's that
unknown
fish? It's so,
goal.
like, flat. Alright, let's go on our journey.
All
Oh,
day I
these
forged
aren't fishes.
steadily westward, guided
That's,
by a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert.
Okay, that's something else. What the fuck is that? That ain't no squid, no nothing. That's just a weird-ass alien. Okay. Became fucking CTHULHU to, we dealing with fucking alien crab monsters and shit. And a blue whale. Or a, I don't know, sperm whale? I don't know whales.
That night,
Oh,
I
and got
encamped,
huge
and on the
leeches.
following day still travelled toward the hummock,
Imagine having
though that
this
object
leech. Yeah,
seemed
that-
scarcely
that's a
nearer
leech.
than
That
when
looks
I had
like-
first
yeah,
espied
no.
it.
Look, imagine that leech, right? Just sucking in your blood. Like, look at that big guy. Ooh, got a secret. The creature of the CTHULHU mythos and the fictional underwater city of Relia was convinced that life could not exist at the bottom of the ocean because the water pressure would make it uninhabitable. Today we know that the darkest depths of the ocean are home to many peculiar organisms. Better not be one of these fuckers down there. The deepest dwelling fish we have discovered so far, the marina snailfish, can live about 8,000 meters more than 26,000 feet below the ocean surface. Alright, snail. You got some strength, buddy. In never-ending darkness and at hellish crushing pressures, hundreds of times stronger than those found at sea level. Upon glancing at the modern photos of deep-sea creatures, such as the anglerfish, the fang-tooth, or the vampire fish, and their truly Lovecraftian characteristics, it's hard not to find some irony in this. Nah, this is not okay. This is not what's underwater in our fucking oceans, my guy. I'm sorry, but no, we don't have like 30 fucking meter long.
By the fourth evening,
no.
I attained the base of the mound, which turned out to be much higher than it had appeared from a distance.
This is a mini mountain, buddy.
An intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface.
What's that thing? Seems some sparkles. Oh, that's really sparkly.
Too weary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill. I know not why my dreams were so wild that night. But ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain, I was awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more. Such visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again. And in the glow of the moon I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day.
Why?
Without the glare of the parching sun, my journey would have cost me less energy. Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset.
Alright, let's climb up. Go with the bag. Any secrets? Nah. Alright, we're climbing up the mountain now.
I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me.
Yeah, went out.
But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon, whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine.
That's deep.
I felt myself on the edge of the world, peering over the rim into a fathomless chaos of eternal night.
But you did just
Through
climb a
my
mountain,
terror
so
ran
it
curious
is gonna be
reminiscences of Paradise Lost, and of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness. As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined. Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent.
Yeah, so you're fine, buddy.
Whilst after a drop of only a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual.
Just the thing is, why didn't you just go around? Because that would have been like way simpler to just go around it and have to go all the way up.
Urged on by an impulse which I cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath,
No, I don't want to.
gazing into the Stygian deeps, where no light had yet penetrated.
No, I don't want
All at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me.
Yeah,
An
I don't
object
wanna
that
go down
gleamed
Mount Off
whitely
thing,
in
man.
the newly bestowed rays of the ascent.
Yeah, the ascending moon shit, dude. Look at that fucking thing. What the hell made that? Who or what incarnation? I don't want to find out who made that.
That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone,
Yeah.
I soon
If I know
assured
whoever's
myself.
guarding this thing is going to kill me.
But
and
I
rip me
was
to
conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature.
shreds. Yeah, this is a pretty big ass little hole area. Actually, I get what you meant by cavern now. It actually is sort of cavernish.
A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express.
Yeah, sensations of absolute
For
fear.
despite its enormous magnitude, and its position in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young,
Or you still assume this is a sea, buddy. I don't think this is the sea. Either you're having a fucking nightmare, or you got transported somewhere, alright? Quit thinking it's the ocean. We don't have this shit
I
under our ocean.
perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith.
Yes. It
whose
is.
massive bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures.
Oh no, it did. A fucking monkey or a fucking rhino can't go and sculpt a fucking monolith.
Dazed
buddy.
and frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely.
Yeah, no, I would just run away. I'd pinch myself the second, like, I got there to, like, see if I was dreaming. Like,
The moon, now near the zenith, shone weirdly and vividly above the towering steeps that hemmed in the chasm, and revealed the fact that a far-flung body of water flowed at the bottom, winding out of sight in both directions, and almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope.
yeah, no, see, this ain't the ocean.
Across the chasm,
Oh, there's
the
markers.
wavelets washed the base of the
Yeah,
Cyclopean monolith,
4 heads and some fucking fishes.
on whose
That
surface
shark
I could
shit.
now trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures.
I don't see any sculptures, but I do see images.
The writing was in a system of hieroglyphics unknown to me, and unlike anything I'd ever seen in books,
CTHULHU! Look at that CTHULHU.
consisting for the most part of conventionalized aquatic symbols such as fishes, eels, octopi, crustaceans, mollusks, whales, and the like.
Yeah.
Several
3 sharks right
characters
there.
obviously represented
4 actually.
marine things which are unknown to the modern world,
Whatever that middle thing is, I don't know what
but
the fuck
whose
that is.
decomposing forms I had observed on the ocean-risen plain.
That I know. That's a squid.
It was the
What is
pictorial
that thing?
carving, however,
The
that did
fuck is
most
that?
to hold me spellbound.
What? The muscular fucking big boy of Cthulhu? Yeah, he would punch our faces in. Look at this. Dagon contains many themes and storylines methods that Lovecraft developed in his later works, such as telling the story through carvings at the Mountains of Madness, the Nameless City, journals and characters notes, the Shadow Out of Time, the Hunter of the Dark, islands emerging from the ocean, the Call of Cthulhu, or fictional beings and deities based on real events and mythologies. My go in the Whispers in Darkness. It also is considered the origin of the popular Cthulhu mythos. Some of Lovecraft's other stories also include in a manner similar to Dagon, but let's skip the details in order not to spoil the ending. Thank you, buddy.
Plainly visible across the intervening water on account of their
Or maybe he
enormous
was under the
size
ocean.
were an array of bas-reliefs
Shit.
whose subjects would have excited the envy of a doré.
Whatever a
I
doré
think that
is.
these things were supposed to depict men, at least a certain sort of men,
Nah, those
though the
things have
creatures
tails.
were shown disporting
ain't a
like
man.
fishes in the waters of some marine grotto,
That guy got like 3 tails at
or
the
paying
left.
homage at some monolithic shrine which appeared to be under the waves as well.
Yeah, it's probably this shrine, buddy.
Of their faces and forms I dare not speak in detail, for the mere remembrance makes me grow faint,
What, you've seen these things?
grotesque beyond the imagination of a Poe or a Bulwer.
Ugh. Damn, those are some pretty good art, though. Like, look at that art. That's detailed.
They were damnably human in general outline, despite webbed hands and
detail, that's
feet,
good.
shockingly wide and flabby lips,
I don't see any lips actually in any of them.
glassy,
but okay.
bulging eyes, and other features less pleasant to
Except that guy
recall.
got some lips, but that guy he looks like he has a fucking beak or some shit. He has no mouth, he just has teeth.
Curiously enough, they seem to have been chiseled
Can't really tell
badly
what it
out
is.
of proportion with their scenic background.
Badly. Look how good that is. That fucking puts horror in my fucking soul. I don't want to see that thing in my fucking bedroom.
For one of the creatures was shown in the act of killing a whale, represented as but little larger than himself.
Damn, those things are huge.
I remarked,
He was as
as
big
I
as that whale
say,
earlier.
their grotesqueness and strange size, but in a moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe.
Yeah.
Some
okay.
tribe whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltdown or Neanderthal man was born.
See? Now you're just trying to fucking put logic into this situation. Nah, dude. You in a scary ass place. Just deal with it. You saw some weird ass.
Awestruck at
4
this
foot tall,
unexpected glimpse into a
4
past
meter
beyond the
fucking long,
conception
like,
of the most
leech.
daring
I'm sorry,
anthropologist,
That ain't real.
I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me.
Not silent by any chance, but...
Then, suddenly, I saw it.
Hello. Who is you? Better not be a leech. I mean it. I don't want my blood
With only a
sucked.
slight churning to mark its rise to the surface, the thing slid
Light
into view
churning.
above the
That ain't
dark waters.
Light churning, dude. That thing is moving.
Vast,
Oh.
Polyphemus-like and loathsome, it
Hello, big
darted
boy.
like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the monolith,
You are
about
big.
which it
Let's see,
flung
those
its
aren't
gigantic
tails.
scaly arms, the while it bowed its hideous head and gave vent to certain measured sounds.
Yeah, roaring. Oh, things are going dark.
I think I went mad then.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Of my frantic ascent of the slope and cliff, and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little.
Let's go, buddy. Run. Run, Forrest, run. You got this.
I believe I sang a
crap
great
monsters.
deal, and laughed oddly when I was unable to sing.
Sing? Why are you trying to sing? Wait, why are you trying to sing? Dude, this guy has went full mad. He's going crazy.
I have indistinct recollections of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat.
Yeah, she might fill up again.
At any rate, I know that I heard pearls of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods.
That's dope. You're fine though, buddy. Got nothing to worry about. Ooh.
When I came out of the shadows, I was in a San Francisco hospital,
Ah.
brought thither by the captain of the American ship which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean. In my
Oh.
delirium, I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention.
Makes sense though. You were in some
Of
Cthulhu
any
area.
land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing,
Yeah, because it wasn't a thing. You were probably dreaming.
nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe.
True as well. Any secrets? Yeah, secret. Lovecraft was a prominent figure in the world of amateur journalism in 1915. He started publishing his own journal called The Conservative, which included political and social commentary, poetry, short stories, and literary criticisms written by him and other authors. However, Howard was a skilled wordsmith, but he also took criticism to heart, which resulted in his decision to step away from writing poetry and concentrate on writing fiction again. Aw, goddamn it, buddy. For the first time since his teenage years, Dagon, published in 1919, is one of the short stories written during that period. In this example, from the Conservative, the master of horror fiction explains his attitude towards warfare and the idea of world peace. Oh? Why any sane human being can believe in the possibility of universal peace is more than the can fathom. Should the entire civilization world agree simultaneously to disarm one or more nations, would undoubtedly retain secret armaments and at the proper time take advantage of their more altruistic and less astuted, whatever the fuck that is, contemporaries in a wild career of conquest against unarmed victims. No country is or ever can be above warfare until the basic impulse of the human animal shall have miraculously changed. Damn. That was fucking detailed. And apparently I got powers now. I got telekinetic
Once I
powers.
sought
Okay.
out a celebrated ethnologist and amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god.
The good old fish god. Dagon, was the main deity of the Philistine worshipped throughout the Middle East. As the ancient gods of fertility and crops in Hebrew, the word Dagon was a common noun for grain. Oh? The ruler of Akkad Mesopotamia, chose him as the patron saint of their war conquest. He also appeared as the judge of the dead in an Assyrian poem and an underworld prison warden in one of the Babylonian texts. Damn, my man had a lot of different jobs. He is often mistakenly taken for a fish god due to the wrong interpretation of his name, as in Hebrew the word dag means fish. Oh. In H.P. Lovecraft works, Dagon is an underwater deity ruling over the deep ones, a humanoid race which fish traits that reside in the ocean. He is worshipped by a secret cult called the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Hell yeah. I want to go see a few of these cult members. Alright, let's see what this is. You got up the weirdest way ever, but alright.
But soon perceiving that he was hopelessly conventional, I did not press my inquiries.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, whatever. It's a weird cutting. Auguste Derleth was an American writer and anthologist. He also befriended Lovecraft and published many of his works through his company Arkham House. Although he greatly contributed to the popularization of the author's work after his death, he is surrounded by numerous controversies. One of his most questionable decisions involved introducing the good versus evil doctrine. DERLETH was a devout Catholic to the CTHULHU mythos, which contrasted Lovecraft's views of the world and his approach to cosmic horror. As a result, the author's works are often misunderstood and misinterpreted in today's culture. It is also worth noting that Lovecraft was never really interested in creating a mythology, and the term Cthulhu mythos was coined by DERLETH after the author left the mortal plane. Hey, where do I gotta go now? I gotta go click that. See this clock over here now. Where's this doctor guy, this anthologist person, fucking whatever his name is? What am I supposed to? Oh, that's a go.
It is at night, especially when the moon is gibbous and waning, that I see the thing.
The thing?
I tried morphine.
Yeah, we can tell. You have like one syringe there, syringe cap there, more syringes over there.
But the drug has given only transient surcease, and has drawn me into its clutches as a hopeless slave.
Yeah, it's morphine, my guy.
So now, I am to end it all, having written a full account for the information or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow men.
Shit. Damn, dude, you're actually gonna end it all? Oh shit, he's actually gonna end it all.
Often, I ask myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm. A mere freak of fever, as I lay sun-stricken and raving in the open boat, after my escape from the German man of war.
Probably exactly what it was.
This I ask myself, but ever does there come before me a hideously vivid vision in reply. I cannot think of the deep sea without shuddering at the nameless things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed,
Dude, you're fine. Just don't ever
worshipping their ancient stone idols and carving their own detestable likenesses on submarine obelisks of water-soaked granite.
Oh, imagine having that. Imagine that thing.
I dream of a day when they may rise above the billows to drag down into their reeking talons the remnants of puny, war-exhausted mankind. Of a day when the land shall sink and the dark ocean shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium.
There's no way. There's no way. But bye-bye, New York. Rest in peace.
The end is near.
Oh, hello.
I hear a noise at the door, as of some immense slippery body lumbering against it.
Yeah, you're fucked. He wants your blood. Any little secrets left here? Any secrets for me? Under your bed? Inside of there. Nah, you got no more secrets.
It shall not find me.
No, I think it knows exactly where you are.
God, that hand!
How can he fit in the building, though? That's my question.
The window! The window!
Jump. Oh, I maybe shouldn't have went through the window. Damn, that was fun. Fuck, I died though. Shit. It was probably just a night. He just took morphine, didn't he? He's probably just fucked on morphine. Wait, if I click continue.
I hear a noise.
Alright, I wanna see what happens.
It shall not find me.
Let's see. Nah, just keep on coming. Let's go. Ooh. Oh,
God,
scary.
that hand!
Scary old, creepy, bad Captain Nails, you know?
The window!
No, come on. I don't want the window. No. I will stand my ground. I don't think anything's happening yet. No, nothing's gonna happen. That is the end. I thought maybe there'd be like 2 endings or some shit. Oh, whatever. Alright, well, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
With